welcome to a live podcast that is part of the Distraction Pieces Network, home of the UK's #1 wrestling podcast, Tuesday Night Jaw, home of Stop and Search with Jason Reeds, the drugs, you've heard that enough, it bores me when it comes on. I'm just here to quickly introduce the wonderful people coming up next. You will know them as Dr. Feelgood and Mr. Potato Head, but I have been told legally I have to give them their proper introduction, so make loads of noise as we start Hardcore Listing live with Chris and Stu!
All right.
There's lots of people here.
This is a bit weird. We're normally sitting in my shed, in my garden, and
Go Sheds!
yeah, and like we're sitting here with about 10 people that we know, and loads of other people that we talk bollocks to via iPhones and stuff like that. And so before we start letting this spiral into a load of absolute shite, thank you so much for all coming tonight. It's amazing. It's weird, isn't it?
Amazing, yeah. I kind of think, just to say, if you don't know what this is about and someone's brought you along, sorry. Because this is one of the worst podcasts that is out there, I'd say. And I think the people who brought you along, it's a bit like rubbernecking on a road traffic accident. You just can't help but watch.
Yeah.
But what your friend's done is brought you to something where the accident hasn't happened yet, but they expect it to.
Yeah.
So that's basically what you got to look forward to, I reckon.
See, I weren't that nervous earlier. I was thinking, yeah, it'll be all right. And then we went for some lunch earlier, and he was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to drink. And I was like, hang on a minute. We know how this works. This generally works with, you're a fucking idiot, and I play off of the fact that you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But you've not had a beer yet, have you?
I've had one.
Had one. What's that?
I've smoked some crack, but the beers...
What's that?
That's a gin and it's just a soda water. I will have a beer though, and this is an elaborate Ponzi scheme just for one drink. So if someone wants to bring me a beer,
anyone
I'll
got a
be well
beer?
up for that. I don't know if Jenna or one of the bar staff will do that, but no drama. Anyway.
Shows our popularity.
So if Stu had said that, they'd have been like, yeah, no worries, mate, get Stu a beer. Cheers.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Dave, I want the money back. I've only met him today.
Yeah, before we start, normally I'm generally a bit better dressed, aren't I? I'm generally like more of a grown-up.
You said that you was going to wear a suit tonight.
I thought I'd make an effort.
Be a big deal.
But then obviously Shoreditch, so you got to go a little bit hipster, ain't you?
You went a little bit... I haven't seen what t-shirt... Show everyone your t-shirt.
Gone French.
Bonjour.
We bien.
You only wear a striped t-shirt in Shoreditch.
Yeah. I wear my sailor one, don't we, at book club? Yeah. What the fuck is that on your legs? What?
It's a tragedy.
Can't even see him.
Yeah.
What I will say is he's crossed his legs because he's got a little hole just there. So if he gets a little bit excited later and does a proper Basic Instinct, there you go. He'll treat you to that.
I actually stitched my crotch up last night, I'll have you know.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Remove the little hole where the coffee enema tube went.
I've got one plugged into this sofa now as it goes.
Anyway, we did go and eat earlier, but still quite hungry. So just for I know that none of yous are them people, but just for them bellends, week in, week out, that go, fuck's sake, podcast is all right at best, but you keep fucking crunching. I haven't actually seen these. You fucking arsehole. Vegetable crisps. You on purpose?
Trolling you, yeah.
Not even a crisp. Right. Well, the concept of this tonight is going to be a little bit different. If you've never listened to this before, we base it around top 5. So we pick a subject, and we generally have a guest, or sometimes it's just me and Chris. And what we do is we pick that topic, and then we count down a top 5. But because we've got 5 guests this evening, we thought we'd pick one topic, or 2 topics, and each guest would come up and give one story. And
But we all know what we're really here for is the embarrassing stories, right?
yeah. So Craig will be out later. And, yeah, so basically, we might as well just get rolling with the first guest.
Well, was we going to do a little embarrassing story of ourselves first? Do you want to sort of like loosen up the guests?
Well, I've only got one, because literally I've done all of mine, which generally involved me having my trousers and pants pulled down by my mates in various locations.
It's always with you having your trousers, even if you're on a moped. It always ends with you having your arse out, doesn't it? Basically.
Yeah. But have you got one you want to talk about?
Huh?
Have you got one you want to talk about?
I've got one I want. I'm not bursting to say there was this time.
Come on.
I made a brief list.
Fucking hell.
1 to 14 of things my brain said, don't say that.
Right.
But I'd say there's 5 that the audience could choose from.
Yep.
The top 5 that you haven't probably heard on the Drunk Cast. Number 1, Acorn, or Magic Acorn, circa 86. My balls, circa 94. My bum, creative, right? Circa 1999. Blowjob, circa 2006. Mum fight, 96 till present. But to be fair, that one's a bit of a quick one. That one.
Blowjob?
Oh fucking hell!
Come on, mate.
It's kind of a quick one.
Just in time for the blowjob story, Tom.
So I had a flat with a mate who's here, Mark. I don't know where you are, mate, but basically, I dated a girl who lived across the opposite side of the country. And so being young...
You did?
I did, yeah, no. It's make-believe, I didn't really date, I never had a girlfriend. She lived the opposite side of the country, and so when we'd see each other every weekend, either at mine or at hers, and so being young and full of energy, when you haven't seen each other for the whole week, you want to make up for it at the weekends, right?
Sure.
So we were sat, at any time of the day, and we all sat in the lounge, me, Mark, and my girlfriend, and we all started having sex. No, it's not that. Basically, I kind of got the nod that I wanted to, have sex, and so I said to my girlfriend, have you seen the posters in my bedroom? Which is a terrible thing to say to anyone. And she...
Whoa. You're trying to get your sexy on,
yeah.
And your allure to get her into the bedroom was, have you seen my poster? Ma'am.
Yep. Had
on a daily basis, I'm
Reservoir Dogs poster.
Right, go on.
No, go on, mate. What was you going to say?
No, I'm just stunned at fucking how you ever got laid, but go on.
That's why you've never done very well, mate. You don't...
Okay.
Not in the inside. So basically we went into my bedroom, closed the door. Mark rolled his eyes and turned up the volume on the television. As you do when you're all in a close vicinity and someone's having sex, right? We've mostly all probably been there.
Alternatively, Mark could have just gone out.
I kind of wanted him to hear, to be honest with you, just annoy him a bit. And anyway, he turned up the TV, and you know that bit when you're in a pub or a club and the music stops and you're shouting something like felching and everyone hears it?
Yep.
And it's like, fucking hell, how did that time that? Well, basically, Mark's needed to go to his bedroom, or so he says, or he was outside the bedroom door, wherever he is. I heard his footsteps come past as basically this... I think it was the TV or it was a song that had ended, whatever it was.
Like it weren't fucking Boys to Men or something like that fucking playing.
And at that point, Mark heard me in an American accent going, "Oh, fuck, baby, yeah." And it was at that point I also realised at the same time that I occasionally speak in an American accent when getting a blowjob. And that immediately, if it was like... if a tree fell in the woods, no one would know. But because it was Mark, I knew he. I've got
Right,
a lot
do you
to
know
answer
what?
for with Mark, so that went out to the world
I
immediately.
could rip you here, right? Because that's weird, obviously.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you can't... If you're American in the throes of passion and you use the word pussy, it sounds all right. We've all seen the films, right?
Yeah. Straight to the A, available on DVD. They
But
don't do the pussy.
You can't... In England, in an English accent, I don't think it works.
No.
Like, oh, I love your minge. Like, it don't work, does it? Like...
Razor blades out of the rat and that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a cracking beaver. Like, it don't work. Like, I think with an American accent and pussy...
Are you fucking backing me up here or something?
I almost feel like I am. I don't know why.
This is the first time you've ever backed me up,
It's
ever.
got to be the nerves.
Fair enough, mate. No, it sounds like it was a good blowjob and unlucky Mark.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've never put on an American accent.
I wonder what noises you make. Carol.
No, let's not go there.
I'm sure Carol's got some embarrassing stories.
Oh, dear.
Are you one of these silent types who don't make any noise? Is Carol putting her fingers like that by testing for pulse?
Sign language.
So there you have it. There's
dear.
the
Moving swiftly on.
There's blowjobs.
Right, so let's get a guest up. Come on, let's get this moving.
Let's do it. Would you
Yeah?
like to welcome the first?
Well, our first guest, we've got 5 guests this evening, as I've already said, and they're all previous guests, and we've chose 5 of the guests that... we've got other guests here as well this evening that have been previous guests. We've got our producer, 76, and Tom Coles, who've just got back from our little journey to Wales. So that podcast came out this week. And we had a fucking great time doing that, didn't we?
It was terrific.
We've got artist extraordinaire Ryca here this evening. And we've got a little giveaway earlier. If you recall, a giveaway later. If you recall, Ryca done a big sort of breakdown of his childhood toys, and once we got onto the number 1, which was Star Wars figures, he then moved on to the Tauntaun figure.
Very sexy revelation.
And for me, I'm a little bit older. My introduction into that was Princess Leia, but it was more straightforward. It was just your bog standard touching the ding dong, nothing weird. Ryan, however, if you recall the Tauntaun figure, which is Empire Strikes Back, when it's Han, it's Han, isn't it, not Luke?
Han, go on.
And he cuts the belly. It's Luke, sorry, yeah. Yeah, Han's, of course,
Doesn't Han have to cut it open?
Han comes and rescues him, doesn't he?
Yeah, Han saves him. He has to cut open the Tauntaun.
Yeah, with the lights. Yeah.
And then pops Luke in there.
Yeah, and he pops Luke inside the belly of the Tauntaun. Ryan, for fucking some bizarre reason, decided to tell us on the podcast that he didn't put Luke in the Tauntaun. He put his ding-dong in the Tauntaun. And
that is some respect.
And that was his introduction into Star Wars and his sexual awakenings. So, Ryan, I presume most of you, because we posted lots of pictures of Ryan's art and his figures and stuff, they're fucking incredible. And you can see he kindly gifted us an amazing bronze or copper crucifix with a stormtrooper on for the whiffing, which looks fucking amazing. He's made the most fucking amazing Tauntaun figure, proper back card. It's amazing, isn't it?
Ryan, does it work? Have you tried it out? Is it legit? Can you test it? Don't know. So one of these guys will. I hope so. That'd be great.
If you've been on eBay, you will find that Ryca semen is going for a lot of money at the moment. Vintage, mint. We'll be giving that away at the end. So thank you very much for doing that for us, Ryan. It's really, really kind of you. So our first guest came on, and he's an old friend of mine, and who worked for me at the Pink Toothbrush, and went on to become a super hipster.
Success.
So he's in his spiritual home right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise and show your appreciation for our first guest, which is Master Chef Extraordinaire, Mr. Tony Rod. We should we get up for that? We should, shouldn't we? Bit rude.
It's done. It's been done. What's up, Tone?
Hello, lads.
How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. You?
Yeah,
Very
good.
well,
Good.
yeah.
It's nice to share a stage with my two favourite people.
Oh.
Not you. Robbie Williams and Sandor Clegane from Game of Thrones. Can't unsee that now. Oh, how you doing?
Yeah, we're all right, mate. Yeah, it's all been a bit weird, isn't it? Like from sitting in the shed with Pip, just obviously, I think Pip almost felt that he should try and involve us in his podcast for some reason, but obviously, as all of his guests,
just to share the load.
yeah,
he has to
he
deal
has
with
real highbrow
in his ear.
conversations with these people and tackles, very, very interesting topics. Chris, Joe, just drink a load of fucking beer and talk shit, yeah?
Do the worm. Yeah.
Chris, do that thing you do. Go on. Like, and so that kind of become this, and it's bizarre. We're here, and you all come to watch it. It's fucking.
Are you
amazing.
going to start crying, or can we talk to Tony now? Do you mind?
Carry on.
He's welling up. He's welling up, mate.
Something in
over
my
there.
eye. Tone. So to introduce now, what we're going to do is we're going to have each guest is going to talk about two things: their favourite record and their most embarrassing moment. So, what do you want to do first?
Oh, I'm at your beck and call tonight.
Embarrassing moment, please.
Lovely. Charming. Thanks, mate. Embarrassing moment's difficult because you knew me, 20 years ago?
Mm-hmm. Pre-moustache.
Pre-moustache, when I had hair. And I used to dress up like a bit of a dick. Or not dress up and
Yes. Yep.
display a bit of a dick.
We did mention your outfit in your elephant trunk thong.
For anyone who hasn't heard that episode, give us a quick understanding of your
Well, it was your
outfits.
brother-in-law?
It was my brother-in-law,
Your brother-in-law that turned up at the club we used to work at.
Super alpha male, not very understanding of anything kind of alternative or anything other than the norm, really.
Apparently not very confident in his own sexuality.
I think that's safe to say.
Is he here tonight?
No.
Is he behind me?
No. However, we thought he couldn't be here tonight, but ladies and gentlemen.
Hey! So I'm working behind the bar at the Pink Toothbrush.
Yep.
Amazing club in Essex.
Thank you.
I reckon pretty much everybody here is from there, right?
I don't know. If not, you
There's,
probably
there's
have
at least one person in the third row. I like that.
Hands up if you've been to the brush.
Oh, that's
not
too
enough.
bad.
Not
What
enough.
the fuck's wrong with you people?
We don't need to know if you've been to the brush, Pip. Put your hand down for fuck's.
More importantly, what are the rest of you doing?
He
listening
don't
to this
can. He didn't
podcast?
play. He used to break in.
That's true.
So we're there, and I used to get really fucking bored behind the bar.
Yeah.
Really bored. So I used to dress up like an idiot. And there were a few occasions where I turned up wearing a thong, a bow tie, and not a lot else.
The genius part of that was the fact that my brother-in-law had never been to the Pink Toothbrush before. And he had this kind of, it's called the Pink Toothbrush, so people are going to go, it's a fucking gay club, isn't it? And I was like, no, but if you're gay, you're more than welcome. It's a very open-minded club, and you're not going to be judged whatever you are. And he had this, because it was an alternative club as well, he was very uncomfortable with the whole thing. And it was one of the bank holidays, wasn't it? And we was doing a retro night, and me and my family and stuff went up there, and he come along, and the genius of his entrance into the club was I met him at the door, and he was on edge, and he was kind of very uncomfortable, and he was like, fucking hell, mate, this is well strange, because there had been a few kind of alternative looking dudes and that had walked past, and girls wearing some pretty crazy stuff, and he was just like, fucking hell, mate. It weren't pizzazz discotheque. Do you know what I mean? And as he's walked down the corridor before you get to the doors into the club, at that exact point, Tone come from behind the bar to go for a wee in just an elephant trunk thong and a bow tie. I was like, oh shit! I was like, oh, Tone, Matt, Tone. And he was like, bruv, what the fuck's going on here, mate? Before he'd even got in the club. So that was quite a little memory that stuck in my head.
And I
He's
brought
never
that
been back.
bow tie here, from that night as well.
Splendid. Is it one of the ones that
It
special?
doesn't. It doesn't spin. I wish it did, lads. I'm really sorry. But obviously, you know me for a long time. So embarrassing moments, I don't really have many. So for me, it's more about when I do something without realising that I fucked up. Like coming on stage not wearing camouflage. I didn't realise that was the thing tonight.
Club colours, mate. Club colours.
Sorry about that. Now, I cleared this with the missus because it's always difficult talking about other women in front of your other half. And my missus is in the front row. But my embarrassing moment goes back about 10 years. But when I told her this story, she nearly threw me out the house because she thought this was current, as in, whilst we've been together, that I'm talking about another woman.
Okay.
And I said, no, darling, this is 10, maybe 15 years ago. But I used to have hair, as we know. So I used to be allowed in Shoreditch. Also used to
You've tried to overcompensate, haven't you?
Not intentionally, but apparently I'm now brotherhood. It's amazing. Yeah. I've got the badge and everything.
You're well in the firm now, mate.
Yeah. Mate, you never believe I live in a tiny little village in South London, but hey. But I used to drink in the in Strongroom Bar on Curtain Road for a long, long time. I've been drinking in there for nearly 20 years, and I love that bar. And I got a lot of friends of mine that drink in there. And when I had hair, much like Chris, I used to have a bit of game. And now
I did too, by the way.
Yeah. Honestly, when her Rohypnol dries up, I'm in trouble. I just got the finger. She just flipped me the bird. So I'm in the bar and I'm having a few drinks with a few mates of mine. And there's this girl. She's sat on the far side of the bar. And I look to my mates and I say to them, I'll be back in a minute, lads. I'm just going to go and have a chat with the girl over there. And they all go, yeah, good luck, mate. Nice one. Good luck. And I stroll over and I sat down and I had a bit of a chat. I introduced myself, offered a drink. I used my best chat-up line, which at the time, we're going back to, which would have been probably 98, 99, which was, excuse me, love, would you like to come back to my bedroom and see my posters?
Works every time.
Pulp Fiction.
Hey, you want to come back to my room, see my posters?
I wasn't
fuck that pussy.
I wasn't getting head at the time. I only speak in an American accent during head. Learned everything I know from this man.
Thanks,
So I go over there and I'm trying really hard and I am dying. I'm dying on my arse. And I go back to all my mates and I'm like, yeah, lads, crashed and burned. And they went, really? I said, yeah. I tried everything, best chat lines and everything. How did you... I don't know. I said, nice girl, though. Her name's Lily. She works around here. She's in music. And they'll go, yeah, we know her name's Lily. I said, oh, how do we all know Lily? They said, well, how do you not know Lily? I said, what do you mean, how do I not know Lily? She went, that's Lily Allen.
Oh, no.
I spent a good 45 minutes having a go at Lily Allen.
Not realising.
Not having a fucking clue.
Was you asking about what she, what'd she do for work?
Yeah, she's in music. She's in music, apparently. We're in Strongroom Bar. It's a recording studio. Everybody's in music there.
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
I used to get drunk with her dad. I used to do worse with her dad.
Fuck.
Not like that. Maybe a little bit like that. But
that.
not like that. But yeah, so going basically in front of all your mates, crashing and burning with a celeb. With a famous
when
person.
also they probably knew as you were even on the flight out there, they were like, he's getting shot down.
I reckon most of the people in the bar just like, is he having a... He's not, no. Shocking.
Never been blown out.
Who was the... I'll tell you it was. Who was the one that we had at book club that you got proper fanboy over?
What? One of the DJs we've had?
Yeah.
What, Lindy Layton?
Lindy Layton, yeah.
Oh, I loved her, didn't I?
Yeah.
She's beautiful. And she had a... I got really shy, and she had a car. I gave her a lift. I carried her records out to the car. A complete sap. And she had a BMW, and it had leopard print seats.
Yeah, proper leopard print first seats,
Jizzed
didn't it?
in my pants then and then. I didn't need anything. I was
Ah,
like, that's
there he
the
is.
coolest thing.
My first Micra, first car, Micra, that had zebra fur on the seats. It's fucking minging. And really shit when you're on acid.
I'll tell you what.
Really hard to drive when you're on acid.
drive responsibly, people.
No
Try
idea
passing
why Lily Allen
responsibly.
weren't impressed.
But I get the whole, fanboying over people now. The problem is I get it over chefs. So I host a lot of chef events and food events. And she's shaking her head already. I got asked if we needed a divorce recently because I was hosting a food festival and the guy that won the Great British Menu, a Scottish chap, Michael Bremner, turned up. And I was gushing like a schoolgirl, like proper, like, oh my God, I'm going to pass out, fainting, going red, getting really excited, a little bit of dribble. Not good. And I got to spend 4 days in Edinburgh with him recently, and the wife wasn't in Edinburgh, and I was very well behaved. Yeah. But Ali McGrath, yeah, definitely fucked him. I didn't. But yeah, I get that over chefs now.
Okay. So I know what your favourite record is, and it's a fucking genius tune. And I don't know if one of our guests this evening's ever met that person. I'll find out later. But I know that
I've met that person many a time.
What?
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Well, introduce your artist and song.
Problem is Pip's now in the room, and it's awkward.
Oh, right, you've changed it.
Weirdly,
Back from hell.
yeah,
That's what it is.
it's not Thou Shalt Always Kill,
No.
but he's not just a band.
Let's not talk about him because this is about us, this one tonight. He does all right.
He's already done his plug.
He's so we both are a massive fan of this fella.
Yep.
He's little and he's purple.
Yep.
His name's Prince.
Yep.
Love that man. Yeah, there's a lot of love for Prince in the room. I like that. I've grown up loving him. My sister is 7 years my senior, so she introduced me into music when I was growing up, and therefore, funk from the 80s all the way through to the 90s was really what I grew up with. Prince's song for me has got to be Starfish and Coffee.
That's a fucking great record.
Yeah.
That's a fucking great record.
So many to choose from, but I love that. And we've spoken about Prince on many occasions. We never got to play enough of it at the Brush,
No, we didn't.
which was a shame, but, it's the way it
When we have a
goes.
little break in about 20, 25 minutes, there'll be some Prince on.
Oh, get in.
There we go.
Perfect.
There we go.
But yeah, I love that song, and it's great because it's been on Sesame Street. He went on Sesame Street
Yep.
and sang that song, but with different lyrics, and I just think it's great. It's fun. It's playful. It doesn't take itself too seriously, but everything that man touched just turned to gold or purple.
It's funny, when you sent that over, I had a little watch of it on YouTube, that same Sesame Street one, and that was really cool. And I also saw...
You're the loudest person I know, and you're talking so fucking quiet this evening.
this is
What? You've had one fucking beer and you're whispering and
this
you're
is
taking
my-
yourself too fucking seriously.
This is my serious voice.
As long as he
This is
keeps
when I'm
on
being
speaking in a
serious
British
and
accent,
delicate.
we're all right.
Yeah.
Every time we go out, I'm like, Chris, we're on the tube. Why are you shouting at me? The one time we're in a fucking room and people want to hear you. Jesus.
I'm being serious.
Right.
This is my serious tone.
Okay.
I get quieter.
All right.
And it had the Prince live show that he did for the NFL. Have you seen that when he done Purple
It's
Rain in the
spectacular.
rain? I was almost in tears watching that the other day. He's pretty special. He's a good dude. Well, I don't know a lot of Prince though. Even when you said the song title, you put "Buy a Purple One," I copied and pasted that straight into YouTube.
Are you serious?
100%.
And
then I was like, I'm a cunt. That's
fair.
Prince.
That's
I wish
fair.
I'd have engaged my brain somewhat.
We got a new Virgin TiVo box delivered the other day, and I've still not plugged it in because I've got a load of Prince recorded on the old one, and I'm going to lose it. It's like,
Oh,
it means
bless.
that much.
Well, you lose it if you unplug it.
Yeah, sadly so.
Fuck. What
It's
you want to
really-
do, mate? Get your phone, film it, play it, film it. Up there for thinking.
Exactly, mate.
All the brains.
Keep
All
it
right.
simple.
Well, look, we've got to kind of keep this rolling because we've got a few hours and we've got to try and get everyone on. Stay where you are. I'm
anyway.
loving them rings, by the way. I just wanted to touch your hand. Okay, so Chris is quiet, our next guest isn't. Can you welcome a very recent guest, the incredible Ria Lina?
Woo!
Oh, he's always been a gentleman, hasn't he?
Hi. Oh, I see. Give the girl 2? What the fuck is this?
You singing stuff. You singing stuff. We wanted
And
to
the
give you extra
American accent,
mics.
is that a hint?
Yeah, exactly.
Blowjobs, American accents.
How you doing? You all right?
Yes, thanks. Hello.
Ria,
Yeah.
thank you. Your top 5
Oh,
was
and I have
one
to
of
do
the
this
best
as well.
bloody top 5s I think we've had.
Well, thank you very much.
For people who don't know, it's top 5 dumbest deaths. And as soon as I saw that come pop into my inbox. I was rubbing my hands together and I was like, yes, I will be on that list in 5 years.
However, I found that the lasting kind of impression of that has somehow spiraled into me having some kind of prepubescent crush on fucking Drew Barrymore and Erica Eleniak, and then all of a sudden people are saying I want to get it on with ET. What the fuck was that all about?
Well,
It didn't spiral. You were very clear.
Yeah.
Well, I tried to break it down because it got onto the subject that in ET, we was talking about women that we thought was attractive, and I said Drew Barrymore, and then
you said the woman on the beach who was the little girl that the guy kissed in E.T.
No,
and you're the only person in the world who knew that she was that little girl.
No, Erica Eleniak was the one that got up on the box when they released the frogs.
Yeah, her, yeah.
Yeah, but I was talking
was
about
a
her
child.
coming out of a cake on fucking Under Siege, not like when she was. Yeah.
And I reiterate, nobody looks at a sexy woman and goes, I wonder what she looked like as a child on a box getting kissed by another little boy.
You shouldn't have brought that up. We were just talking about her top 5, and you went, and I'm a kiddie fiddler, just in case no one knows. They're great.
I like them brown and wrinkly on the front of a bike.
I couldn't believe the sort of stuff we were getting into.
Stu, we can edit all this out, yeah?
Yeah, we can cut all this out, Stu. Right?
You're all going to sign a disclaimer on the way out, right? Fuck's sake.
Wanted. We should just get an Insta post of your face on Wanted on their child catcher or something like that. That's going to happen.
Look, he got louder.
You know if you say that, some of them fucking nuts out there are going to fucking do it.
There's one guy out there who nails it every time with
He put my face on a potato.
And his edit of you looking like Homer is just the best fucking...
Do you know what? That upset me a little bit because it was so fucking real.
I knew it upset you because as soon as I put our profile pictures out, you immediately put my worst photo up that everyone knows about. You immediately changed everything to that picture. So I could knew you was crying.
When I spoke to you in the week, Ria, thank you ever so much for coming this evening, by the way. Thank you.
Pleasure.
You said that you had quite a few embarrassing stories. And we agreed, or we spoke about one that I just thought sounded quite sweet as well.
It was the opposite. I said, because I'm teetotal, it's a lot harder to sort of get totally embarrassing because there's never been alcohol involved.
Yeah.
So I'm always very... but that said, to flip side that, I do have Asperger's. So the other side of that is that I probably get into loads of embarrassing situations. I just don't know it. So I gave you 3 that I thought sort of fit the brief, and the one that you picked was probably the most pathetic incident of my life. So it's more pathetic than embarrassing. But so I was not very popular in high school. I went to an American high school, so we had, the sports teams and the jocks and the cheerleaders and all the rest of it.
Does that shit actually exist?
Yeah.
America, yep.
The whole country of it.
It's a place.
Every time you're getting a blowjob, America pops up.
Used to be part of the empire.
Okay.
Such an imperialist.
Bless him.
Well, you see it in the films, then you don't know if it's
It's okay.
for real.
They covered at university. You're fine.
He's been out of Essex twice.
This is it.
And this is
the
the second time.
France was one of them.
Bless you. So that was the high school, and I wanted the whole high school dream because I went to an American high school in the Netherlands. So when we moved there, I said I want the American high school dream, and my parents sent me to the American school. But then halfway. When you get to 11th and 12th grade, which is like A-level equivalent, the high school offers the International Baccalaureate, which is sort of a more European offering rather than the American system, which is called the AP, Advanced Program Placement. So I ended up in this little group of 12 geeks, and we were doing the IB, which already set us apart even more than we were already set apart. And then it came time for prom, and everybody knows prom is like, that's the thing, and you all go in the dresses and and the boy and the kiss and all the rest of it. That's all supposed to happen at prom. And it got closer and closer, and I didn't get asked, and I didn't get asked, and I didn't get asked, but I wasn't going to miss my prom. So I bought a ticket anyway, and my dad ordered me a corsage, which, because he had to work, I had to pick up myself. And then my mom gave me one of her old dresses. And then I bought some felt and sewed like a white feather lining around it and made a cape. for the outfit, and then come the night, my dad drove me in his car.
I can see a question
Sorry.
forming in your head.
Cape. Was you going to Paul or was you going to fight crime? What?
I was going to go in the best damn outfit. Like, I had a hand-me-down dress. I wanted something. So, it was a nice...
cover it
it was a fairy tale cape like Cinderella.
Okay.
And I wanted the hood, but because a piece of felt is square and I didn't know how to make it a curve, it just kind of fell off my head and was more of a ruff. And then my dad drove me in our family car. And the way that prom works is they have the big red carpet, and it's in front of the big, it's a big hotel with a grand entrance. And everybody was going in limos. So when we drove up, they wouldn't let us go on the big red carpet, and I wasn't allowed to walk in the big door because my dad just had a normal car. So I had to get out on the side and walk through a side door so no one got to take pictures of me by myself on the red carpet. And then when I got inside, I found out that all the other IB students had gotten together and gotten a limo together.
Oh.
So yeah,
gutted.
that was. And then I sat outside by the toilets most of the night, talking to whoever was going to the toilet.
I do that quite a lot of lizards.
I'm sorry, it's not a funny, embarrassing story. You picked it. I gave you 3. You could have had the gig where I was.
Fucking harrowing.
That is, I think we
You
need
went
to
to the
end
fucking
this.
prom on your own
You're
in
an
a
arsehole.
hand-me-down dress, sat there talking to the toilet attendant, left on your own, smelling of Kuros, with a lollipop. Like, what the fuck's that all about?
It might make you feel a little bit better. Stuart did that for his 30th birthday. And you know what? Your cape was amazing, mate.
Thanks, buddy.
Stunning. Yeah, so that was,
Ria,
that
I feel
was.
really bad.
And then I became a stand-up comedian. But last laugh. So you know what I decided to do? So you asked for that story.
Yeah.
So what I did is I dug out the dress, and it still fucking fits.
Wow.
20 years ago. 20 fucking years ago.
You didn't need a cape for that. It's lovely.
I have the cape.
Wow. Jeez, did you bring the cape as
No,
well?
no, I didn't bring the cape. I thought that was overkill. But this is the dress,
That's
and my
amazing.
prom was 20 years ago
Ria?
this year. So
Who drove you here tonight?
Michael, the cabbie driver, license plate TX16 3RU.
That's a bit creepy. No station wagon.
No,
That's a shame.
If anyone wants to meet or have photos with Ria afterwards, she'll be by the toilet. Just,
I'd love a lollipop.
oh, mate, I feel really bad now.
Yeah, normally I'm ready to rip into people, but that's just killed me. So
Yeah.
part of me died. And
You
shit
can't,
inside my heart
you can't
with
be
that.
any more horrible about that, can you?
No. You lose. Oh no. Yeah, that is tough.
Okay, so please tell me that the song choice isn't the song that you heard at the prom when you was sitting.
Yeah, no. The song choice that I went with is Billy Joel, because I think I was very overprotected as a child. So my mother didn't let us listen to the news or outside media, so we got to listen to all her records. So my music when I was growing up was 60s, 70s, things like that. So I picked Billy Joel because he's just stunning in everything that he did. And I love For the Longest Time because that's one of the first songs. I don't remember not knowing that song.
That's a cappella, isn't it?
It is a cappella.
And I studied that at school. That was at music. That was the song that we had to break down and work out the arrangement and
Bullshit.
stuff. Telling you, it was.
Prove it.
No, bullshit, you went to school.
Oh, right. It's really weird with Billy Joel because, I think obviously everyone knows Uptown Girl and
Yep.
We Didn't Start the Fire. Yeah, anyone know that one? Yeah.
Yeah, We Didn't Start the
Yeah,
Fire.
and Innocent Man, and he's
Piano Man.
Piano Man. Yeah.
Moving Out.
But he's like America's Elton John, really, isn't he? I think we've got. I think that's a fair assumption.
But he writes the words as well.
But
he does it all.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
He does
he's a
write it.
clever
Elton
dude. Yeah.
just does the.
And he married Christine
bling.
Brinkley, didn't he?
He did. Did he?
And
keep
he's
her,
about
though?
3
Did he
foot as
keep
well,
her?
isn't he? And no.
Yeah, but look at Woody Allen. He married, one of my lot. I
Yeah.
mean, Everyone listening is going to go, what does she mean?
A comedian.
A child? What? What's going on?
Stu's listing all these facts. It sounds like he's just read Wikipedia before he's come on stage. And wasn't he about 3'2", if I recall correctly? It's all very suspicious.
Billy Joel, he's well short, mate.
Yeah.
Like if
Okay.
you watch the Uptown
Sceptical.
Girl video, he's on a little trailer thing being pushed along by his mates because his missus was the supermodel, Christine Brinkley. I'm old as fuck, so you obviously know that this is
I
like
thought you meant the person who hosts the One Show.
Life started
That's Blinkley. I was like, he's well fucking.
Life
this up.
started with Limp Bizkit
He's
with you,
got
didn't
his
it?
Wikipedia search wrong.
Yeah, and so like he's fucking tiny.
Okay.
Like, yeah, and she was a bit special, not that sort of like, but pretty. Like, yeah.
You asked if you could sing this, didn't you?
I
wanted
asked
to
if
give it
you could sing it
Oh,
with me,
man.
but you declined.
I wimped out.
All you had to do was a few bums.
I can do a bum
I
bum
thought
bum
you'd nail
bum.
bum. I mean,
But
that seems to be your thing.
man,
Bum.
Have you ever heard the song?
Yeah.
Bollocks.
No.
Right.
I have because I played it on YouTube.
Right.
It's my only source of information ever. It's all guesswork, mate.
It's all fucking guesswork.
So yeah, no. I mean, I'd die inside. I don't mind talking about embarrassing stories or, incidents with balls and stuff like that. But it's really tough for me to sing. The only time I've sung recently is singing Fats and Smalls, isn't it? I can't believe you've managed to get me to sing because I never sing. Like that's my thing, not singing.
I watched you do a very aggressive nu metal version. It wasn't even a nu metal. It was just a nu metal take on whatever song it was you were singing, saying pulling stuff out of her rat and that. Which Pip, how many plays did that get?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, we got over about 50,000 plays. That of you ridiculously drunk. What? Is this when? Was this in the car? No, that one was pulling stuff out of her rat and that.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, that wasn't singing. We wasn't singing, was we?
You was.
Yeah. Was it?
Okay.
Oh, well, Pip's saying I was definitely singing. Okay, yeah.
Well, look, should we throw it out there for sort of? We got about 20 minutes till we can.
I
let
would
everyone go and
like
get
to,
another drink.
before we just quickly ask an audience anything, let's just ask you for an embarrassing story, because you've been quiet on the embarrassing story front.
Well, I was trying to think, because we was talking about it today, and I was saying, like,
Planning well ahead.
most of my embarrassing stories I've spoke about, which involve running into the iron barn, smashing my balls up in front of a girlfriend, meeting the girlfriend's friends for the first time in a nightclub, and when she walked down the stairs, my friends ran up behind me, pulled my trousers and pants down before I got to meet her friends. Being at the V Festival, standing up to get a tray with a tray of drinks in my hands and having my trousers and pants pulled down in front of about 40,000 people. So generally, all of mine do involve that. However,
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
What is so wrong with your genital bum area that this is so embarrassing? Like,
I've got photos. I'll show you later.
do I want to see these photos?
No,
I
absolutely
think it's all right. I don't think it's like.
Carol?
I have a question. What's your problem with belts?
Well, this is. It was the kind of what I call the Glasson years. It was new metal, so everyone was wearing them kind of belts, quite loose, low slung.
So black.
Kind of thing. There you go. Well, I've got one that I was thinking about, because I was trying to think of things, and whilst I was thinking about stories I told with Pip on the Drunk Cast, we had a mutual friend who was a personal trainer, and I think we've mentioned that this personal trainer I put onto Pip, and this guy was talking about this isn't my embarrassing story. I'll just give you a little intro here to give you a kind of idea of this guy. He's a really nice guy, but he has no body hair. Like, he has hair, but he shaves his hair. He's muscly, so he shaves.
How do you know?
Because when I say no body, I mean legs and arms. Like
you couldn't 100% guarantee he had no body hair. This is guesswork.
That's guesswork. I've not
okay.
seen his stem.
Has he ever used an American accent?
Like, but what I'm saying is he was a bodybuilder, so he shaved his arms and his legs and his chest and stuff like that. And whilst Pip was on a running machine, he's a fan of wrestling. And Pip was chatting to him about a recent wrestling match, And I think he said something along the lines of Pip, to Pip, which was, yeah, man, I see the hype beforehand, and like they were just going at each other. And when it got to the fight, man, it felt like it was fucking staged. That's like, you can't go, wrestling is, mate. That's like telling him Santa don't exist. Do you know what I mean? So he's a really nice guy, but a little bit kind of, I don't know. So anyway, I hurt my back, and really balls my back up, and then I had to kind of, I'd agreed to do a white collar boxing match, so I had to kind of get myself fit, but my sciatica was really bad, and so I phoned up Dan and I said, oh fucking, I just said his name. So I phoned him up and I said, look, I might need a bit of help getting in shape because I've got like something coming up and I need to get in shape. And he went, no problem. He said, meet me down this gym, which was in Corringham in Essex, and it's an alright gym, but next to the gym is a dance studio full of dancers. My back wasn't great, but I think I could have just run on a treadmill, lifted some weights, but that wasn't what he wanted me doing. I think he felt that he was being very, very protective of the fact that I'd recently had a bad back. So what he decided to do, now I've turned up, I need to undo this because it will need a visual representation. So what he's done, I've worn a vest like a fucking idiot, and I thought, right, I'll wear a vest because I'm just going to be running or lifting weights, and so I've got to the gym, and he's gone, right, okay, well, today what we're going to do, I'm going to ease you in, like, nice and steady. So I was like, that's cool, and he went, right, so what I need you to do is we're just going to do some floor exercises today. So I was like, right, that's fine. Okay, I thought crunches, stuff like that, and he went, right, and he rolled a mat down, and so I'm now...
So for the listeners of the podcast, Stu's now crawling around the stage.
So I'm now on my hands and knees, like this, and on this mat. Now, right at that point, 10 to 15, 18, 19, 20-year-old attractive dancers have all come in and laid their mats out, there, there, in front of the fuck-off mirrors, right in front of me. They're doing crunches and crazy shit and getting like, looking like really flexible and stuff. And I'm doing this. And he's gone, right, what you got to do? He went, I just want you to lift your arm up slowly. And I went, what? And he went, like this. And I, okay. And, he went, and down, and down, and down. And I was like, okay. He went, slowly, up. And I was like, fucking hell, I'm lifting my fucking arm up. Is that all he's getting me to do? That's not the problem. The problem is, obviously, he's going to me, I'm going to get you fight fit. I'm going to turn you into a fucking animal. And I'm thinking, not like this, you ain't, mate. I'm lifting my fucking arm up. And as I'm doing this, I've looked up and I can see all of these dancers looking in the mirror, looking at me. They're not looking at my face because I've now realised it doesn't matter how much I fucking breathe in, my low-slung vest is exposing my fucking man boobs that are just hanging down, and I'm thinking, I could breathe in for fucking England, but they're not going away. So I'm now doing this just so they get a proper look, and he's going, that's it, you're a fucking animal, keep going. And I'm thinking, please don't draw any more attention to me. No one needs to see my boobs. So that was quite embarrassing.
Oh, thank you, Stu.
I really wanted to pull your trousers down while you were doing that.
All right, well, what's the time? It's 9. So was we going to take a break for 20 then?
We were going to do a 20-minute break. We were going to do audience questions before, but shall we do...
Should we do a couple?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, look, feel free to ask Tony, Ria, Chris or myself. So has anybody got a question?
Or an embarrassing story that
Even
they've
better.
got the balls to come up here and talk about.
Anyone got the balls to come up here? Oh, are you going to come up?
Go on, Celine. No, fucking why not now? Yeah!
Come on, Sells. Up you come. Come on. That's it. Make some noise for Selena.
Hey, excellent. Woo.
Yeah, come up there, mate. You all right?
Welcome to Hardcore Listing.
Take a seat there.
Well, Selena, was it?
So Selena's my work colleague,
Yes.
and all week she's been going, I'm going to fucking mug you right off when you get on stage. I'm going to proper give it, who are ya? And I was thinking, all right, fine. And she went, yeah, I've got stories as well if you need them. So I went, okay, let's do it.
What one do you want?
You know what one I want.
I like this.
So you went on a date, right?
Is this my foray into internet dating?
No, this is the one that was a little bit too close to home.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, right, sorry, yeah, go on.
It was internet dating originally.
Oh, okay, right. So how'd that come about then? What?
So
Tinder?
I was single at the time, and I decided to give internet dating a go. Sort of internet dating, more of a internet friend of a friend introduced us
Yep.
to a nice chap. Said, I've got a friend.
Who's an
who
internet
wants...
friend, Celine?
It was an internet friend just who I knew via the internet, as in someone who added me randomly on Facebook. I didn't really know
Jimmy
him.
Savile,
It's a chat.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So in a chat room, you met someone who introduced you to someone.
Vaguely.
Cool. Right.
But anyway,
So
he had a friend.
Did he have a German Shepherd?
No.
Oh.
Long story short, he set me up with a friend. We went on a date. And it went well.
Where'd you go?
An internet date.
To a pub somewhere.
Okay, right.
Oh,
Standard
life
date, few
date.
drinks.
Yeah, it went well. Then we went on a few more dates, and things were going great. We were seeing each other.
Oh, lovely.
At what point did you see his posters?
Probably third date. Is that respectable? It
I
probably
do
would-
first if they're hot.
Probably first or second. But
I did first date and then I married him. Fucking mistake.
Sweet.
so I was seeing this guy.
Right.
Good chemistry. Was there chemistry
It was
there?
going really
you could
well.
Really,
it
you're
was going
vibing.
really well. He had a good job. He was good looking. We got on great. Everything was going really well. I thought, this is it. This is going good.
This is the one.
So after being seeing each other for a little while, I was at Sunday lunch around my parents one Sunday. So we was all sitting there. I've got quite a big family, lots of brothers and sisters. And my dad brought up the subject of my new boyfriend. And he said, you know, it's been going on quite a while now. When are we going to get to meet him? So I said, oh, maybe soon. Maybe. We're getting to that point. He said, what's his name again? So I said his name. I'm not going to say his name,
Sure.
obviously. I
We
said
can
his
edit it
name
out.
and his surname. Which at the time I didn't think he had the same surname as my nan. But it is quite a common surname.
Yeah.
So I didn't think much of it at the time anyway. It's very common. It's just almost as common as Smith. I didn't think anything
Yeah.
of it. And so my dad sort of went, oh, such and such. He went, that's my nephew.
Oh, wow.
And I thought it was a joke. I went, oh, shut up, Dad. And then my sister just twigged straight away and just called me a expletive beginning with C.
Still legal in the UK.
It is legal, but it's not
It
right.
is.
Is it not?
No.
Frowned upon. Frowned upon.
What, cunt?
So you was knobbing your cousin?
Wait a minute. If it's
I was
good,
not being my
sorry.
cousin. And then I had to tell the cousin because obviously he didn't know.
Obviously, he didn't know.
It was, the only reason
How the fucking hell was that conversation
it
go
was,
down?
it was
Yeah.
due to an old family feud years ago that I didn't know him because I knew
You
most
was just
of my
making
family.
amends. You were close. You were just
So
building
then I
the
had
bridge
to
again.
tell him.
The genius bit about that,
Fucking-
did you meet him to tell him?
No, I'd done it over phone.
That was good. The
And
thought of
I
him
just-
like getting all dressed up and
I had
doing his
to
hair
tell
and
him.
thinking,
Oh,
I
Are
want
yeah.
to promise.
still together?
Baby.
Oh, congratulations.
So yeah, no. Then I had to break the news that I couldn't see him anymore because we
Well,
were
you
long
see him
lost
every
cousins.
like wedding, funeral.
about 6 months, obviously
Fairly
my whole
awkward.
family then found out, and about 6 months later there was a big family party and my dad said, oh, it's your Auntie Sheila's 60th, are you coming? And I went, oh, I don't know, Dad, we'll see. And he went, oh, such and such will be there. I went, oh, okay, Dad, I'll come. So yeah, I've not seen him since. I've avoided family things like the plague and...
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
Is that embarrassing
Oh,
enough?
God. You.
I don't know if anyone can top that.
Selena, fucked her cousin, everyone. Thank you so much. That is amazing work. That is incredible techers.
Anyone dare to top that? You got one.
It's not your sister, is it?
Gonna do it on stage.
You want to come and talk? Let's do it.
Right, are we
Let's go.
Yes. Look at this. Thank you, Celine. You're amazing.
Do you know, Stu, when you were asking for these, I totally forgot that I fucked my second cousin for a summer. I did. My mom's cousin. And it turns out he was nuts, because it turns out he'd broken up with his first cousin right before I got to LA. He was like, oh, second's all right. And then he proposed to me before the end of the summer. But luckily, because he couldn't find his birth certificate, didn't have a passport, so I got to leave and just, like, never talk to him again.
Saves a lot of money on the invites to the wedding, though.
Where the fuck was he on prom night?
Thank you. My question.
Hello.
Hello,
How are you?
I'm all right. How are you guys?
And you are?
I'm Nathan.
Hello, Nathan.
Hello, Nathan. Do we ever speak on Twitter or any other internet chat rooms and the like?
What's that?
Do we speak on Twitter and stuff like that, mate? Or
Yeah, at 365 Aberdeen, if you want to complain about this story.
didn't get any of that. I got.
Yeah, this is a problem being Scottish in London. Like,
Have you come down from Scotland for this?
yeah, I came from Aberdeen.
Nathan, you kidding me? Oh my God!
Are you actually Scottish, or are you getting head at the moment?
I'm actually Scottish.
Okay, just checking. Just checking.
Tony, that is amazing.
Me, I do an English accent when I get hit.
Splendid Felicio.
How do you know?
What's the story, man?
It involves a megabus.
A what?
Sorry.
There will be subtitles in the
This
video.
could take a while.
Megabus.
It involves a megabus. And so I was going on the megabus to Glasgow one day, and it was a little bit delayed. And I was standing in the queue thinking, I really need a fucking shit, like real bad. But the guy's going, don't move, the bus will be here any minute. So like 25 minutes go by, the bus finally arrives, I sit down, I think, like I still need a shit. But I get quite bad like travel anxiety where I'm like kind of very aware of everyone else on the bus and what they're thinking about me. So I just sort of sitting there like, I do not want to be the first one up to the toilet. So about 25 minutes more go by and I'm thinking, right, fuck it, I just have to go. So I disappeared down the stairs, I went into the toilet, and I just lay waste, pretty much. Just absolutely went for it. And I thought, right, that's fine. Cleaned myself up, sorted myself out, went to press the flush, nothing. I was like, fuck, like, everyone knows it's me, because I'm the first one down. And, like, it's just sitting there. Everyone's going to know. So at this point, I was like, right, I need to do something about this. So I started taking water from the tap and trying to like manually flush it.
That is amazing.
At which point my jacket caught on the door handle and the door swung open. And everyone saw me just stand there like... And my travel anxiety got a lot worse after that.
Oh, mate, thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
Who knew fucking your own cousin wasn't that bad?
Unbelievable.
But Nathan, that's great. How polite as well to be cupping water onto a turd on a bus.
Well,
did you style it out, mate? Did you? If anyone noticed, that you should just carry on very naturally, like. No, I'm just... Give us a hand. Give us a hand.
Well, we're going to take a break in, should we say 1 minute? If you want to get to the loo quickly before anyone else leaves, there's probably going to be a bit of a rush for a wee. Well, look, should we take 20 minutes and so everyone can get drinks and stuff and then come... Oh, you can get drinks there. You can buy buckets of beer, so you ain't got...
Buckets of beer for £20. Get in there.
And...
Oh, fuck me. I'll have some of that.
Right, can someone buy Chris a couple of shots as well? No, fuck off. No, you're being really fucking serious. I'm worried. I've had more to drink than you, and I'm not the idiot.
Okay, all right. I'll have 1 tequila shot. Oh, Ben,
Ben, you lovely man. We have got some missing in action episodes that have spiralled badly.
And it's that Ben.
Ben is one of those. It was Ben and our next guest, actually. We had to get our next guest back to re-record because that one just fucking spiralled into everybody in hysterical laughter at me telling a story about my nan that passed away.
Oh, I couldn't stop laughing, could I? I had to go outside.
Literally, I was... every now and again in the podcast we get on the level and like we're a bit serious. I got right on the fucking level and I was like... You know, and I just had this amount of money in the bank account. Your
voice went really quiet.
I was like, and I made sure I kept that money and tried to use it. And he was like, mate, you're fucking killing me. And I was like, mate. And then at that point, Ben was literally buckled, crying with laughter. Jordon was being really lovely and trying to be attentive. But yous were just fucking... evil, weren't you? And in the end, you was like, mate, I can't get outside. This is fucking hilarious. And I was like, talking about my dead nan, for fuck's sake.
Everything, it all got a little bit too much for me that night because you'd come up with a great idea. We'd do 2 guests in a row. And Ben's subject I loved as soon as I saw it. But you sort of like, you struggled with that. I think you said about 3
Ben
things
bought
for Ben.
really nice wine. So we drank the wine whilst doing the Jordon podcast. And then by the time we started doing the Ben's one, we was all a bit fucked.
I'd nailed a bottle of rum.
You drank a bottle of that
Ben
rum,
fucking
yeah.
stitched me up. He brought a really tasty rum.
He stitched you right up. I was watching him pouring it in the glass and forcing it down you, the whole fucking bottle. Mate, that geezer's fucking something else. Like, all right, well, look, we'll take a quick break now. And thank you all for being attentive and listening and being quiet and stuff. We do realise that this isn't your normal kind of live show. It's just us sitting here chatting, but that is kind of what it is. So,
Thanks so much.
And oh no, carry on. Just quickly, can you please make some noise for the lovely Ria Lina and the lovely Tony Rod. Woo! Right, we're going to kind of put some music on there and then kind of pretend to go backstage, like we're going to kind of be doing some real cool shit with celebrities, but we're just going to stand down there and just have a beer. So try and make it about 15 minutes, then we can try and get more time on, because coming up in the second half, Jordon Gray, Scroobious Pip, and Gail Porter.
Yeah!
See you in a bit.